All right, we're live. What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Here we go. It's an impromptu Saturday night stream. Grow Jane, don't you hold her head up high. Someday, baby, you know, got to die, got to die. Raise out big Grow Jane, not to hold her head up high. Someday, baby, you know, got to die, got to die. I'm gonna buy me a pistol, buy me 40 rounds of ball, shoot Grow Jane just to see her fall. Got to fall. That's the reason I beg Grow Jane not to hold her head up high. Someday, baby, you know, got to die, got to die. And I let her down, 8 feet in the ground. Didn't know I loved her to let her down. No. That's the reason I beg Grow Jane not to hold her head up high. Someday, baby, you know, got to die, got to die. And I dug a grave with a silver spade. Lord, I love old Grow Jane. That's the reason I beg Grow Jane not to hold her head up high. Someday, baby, you know, got to die, got to die. And I let her down with a golden chain. Everything cried Grow Jane's name. Oh no. That's the reason I beg Grow Jane not to hold her head up high. Someday, baby, you know, you got to die, got to die. I never miss that water till the well run dry. I didn't miss Grow Jane until she died, till she died. The reason I beg Grow Jane not to hold her head up high. Someday, baby, you know, got to die, got to die. So many people we got in here. Okay, we got a few. Don't know how many we're going to draw tonight. It's kind of an impromptu Saturday stream. Reckon I should tune this thing up now. I have to tune it down to play Grow Jane. some sweet one this way. I'm a man that rolls, icicles hanging on the tree. I'm a man that rolls, icicles hanging on the tree. You can hear me hollering down on my bended knee. I'm a hard-working man, have been for many long years. I'm a hard-working man, have been for many long years. Some cream puffs using my money, and it never happens no more. Can't give your woman everything she wants at just one time. Can't give your woman everything she wants at just one time. She got ramming on her brain, a monkey man on her mind. I'm a steady rolling man, I roll both night and day. I'm a steady rolling man, I roll both night and day. Got no sweet woman to be rolling this way. What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Let's see. Captain says, hi, Ed. What's up? Carlos says, hello, Ed. Good to see you again. Julian says, I'm in the mood for some banjo. Do you got any Grandpa Jones in you? I'll take tips. Dave McWilliams says, terrific blues music. Thank you very much for that. I think I'm going to have a shot. Some background music going here. What do y'all think? Scotch or rum? I got some Pusser's British Navy rum here, and I got some Cuddy Sark Scotch. Tell me which one. I'm expecting it to be fucking dead in here tonight because I didn't really give any heads up on this one, so you know, not a normal day for a stream. So, we'll see what happens. I'm just going to kind of sit around and do whatever the fuck I want. Jody says Pusser's all right. That's one vote for Pusser's. Julian says rum. Is there a different Grandpa Jones song you don't know I know, or you know Mountain Dew? I know some mountain songs. I'm not sure all the ones he sang. Annoying Spore says, well, I ran across it. Basil Tiffany says Everclear. Oh God, no. I got fucked up on Everclear one time when I was like 19 years old. Straight Everclear, just doing shots of it. And that was a bad idea. I shouldn't have done that. Okay, we'll do some rum here. We've got 2 votes for rum and a vote for Cuddy. We're gonna do the rum. All right. Julian Santaguida says, I'm in the mood for Mountain Dew. Can you do that one? I take tips. Where's the cap to my rum at? Let's see here. Oh, I got kind of a wild card liquor here tonight, by the way. I got some Campari. And I believe it's going to be a $10 super chat to drink this shit. Because it kind of sucks on its own as a shot. Like, most people like mix it with soda water or whatever and make cocktails with it. This stuff is very bitter. I've never done a straight shot of it, but I'm anticipating it being pretty fucking terrible. It's an Italian aperitivo. It's like a before dinner drink. It's supposed to open up your stomach and stimulate your appetite. But yeah, not great on its own. Like extremely bitter. So $10, I'll do a straight shot of this stuff. The Campari Italian bitter shit. Yeah. Anyway, let's do this shot of rum. This Pussers is nice stuff. It's not like real clean bullshit like Bacardi or something. It's got character to it. Caramelly banana kind of taste. Here we go. Down the hatch. Well, cheers, Kim Pie, L'chaim, Prost, Skull, all that good stuff. Basil Tiffany says, Banjo might be my favorite. I got to get another bottle of that stuff. That Chinese wine or Chinese liquor. Franco Gnome says, proud to be Italian. So I'm sure you've had some Campari before then. Yeah, I have drank a little bit of it. I mixed it with soda water. All right, let's do a song here. Yeah, let's pick up one and do some slide. Alrighty. easy to crocodile. I got a little red rooster, too lazy to crocodile. Been no peace in the barnyard, they'll go this way. Where the dogs begin to bark, baby, and the hounds begin to howl. The dogs begin to bark, baby, and the hounds begin to howl. Everybody knows little red roosters on the prowl. Fucking piece of shit came out of the bridge. Well, if you see my little red rooster, please bring him home. Well, if you see my little red rooster, please bring him home. Ain't been no peace in the barnyard since the little red rooster been gone. Let's see, Gustavo Silvestre says, good evening, are you playing an open G? That but it's supposed to be open G, but I got it tuned up a little bit. I think it's like more like open A or G sharp or something. Let me see. It's a little bit below A. Jody says, great song, appreciate it. I got a comment on a video one time. This guy was like, you're supposed to play that on your lap, idiot. Like, no, this is a round neck. You're supposed to play this like a guitar, idiot. You know. The square neck bluegrass style dobros you play on your lap. Like that, you know. I didn't even comment back to him. I should have. Like fuck you, you know. Any questions, comments, y'all? Inferno says, greetings and salutations, Ed. Hope all is well. Doing pretty good. Yeah, just dead tired. Been working on a chicken pen all day. I finally got it finished. Those chickens I had back here. Shit, I could use some more alcohol, actually. Y'all say Scotch or bourbon? Inferno says fresh egg. Yeah, they're laying chickens. Can't really eat them. There's no meat on them. They're just laying chickens, you know. Zach says cheers from Mexico City. Well, cheers from South Carolina. What's up, man? Jody says, your chicken coop done? Yeah, finally got it done today. Yep.
Lost all my money playing craps. Now I'm so broke I'll be begging for scraps.
I decided to be a smart ass and build like the ultimate like chicken coop. It's like a secure chicken compound and stuff. And like if any animal gets inside that thing, like he deserves to be able to eat my chickens. Did it all by myself. Like, it was a pain in the ass. Chicken mansion. Yeah, it's pretty much a mansion compared to anything my dad had chickens in. Just a coop and run, right? Anyway, what do y'all say? Scotch or bourbon? We got Cuddy Sark, Scotch. We got the Wild Turkey bourbon. Y'all tell me. Jody says that's good. Coyotes are bad here. Always got moms and stepdads. Yeah. I had a herd of, or whatever you call a, I don't know. What is a group of coyotes called? We had some here on our property. Like you could hear them at night sometimes, like down there, like whining and shit. Inferno says bourbon. Carlo says wild turkey. Inferno says lots of coyotes here too. We pretty much have like an abundance of everything that eats chickens out here. We got coyotes, possums, coons, fucking probably weasels too, polecats, you know, just birds of prey, fucking hawks, owls. Just everything out here like eats chicken. You cannot free range them out here; they'll disappear one by one. Jody says Scotch. Heck, they part dog. Okay, coyotes are called a pack. Okay, yeah. I should have known that. I watched that Coyote Peterson guy, and he's like, "What's up, Coyote Pack? I'm gonna let this goddamn giant fucking centipede like eat my face off." Conrad Dillon says, "Whiskey every time, man." But both of those are whiskey. You have to specify which one. I got the Scotch and the Wild Turkey. So let's see. We got 2 votes for Wild Turkey. We got a vote for Scotch, and we got a vote that is unspecified. Frank says bourbon plus Campari on the rocks. Trust me, really? Mix bourbon with Campari? If I had some rocks here, like if I had some ice, I'd try it. I will attempt that later on. And Brian says Scotch. I think we're tied now. Yeah, do you have any White Lightning? Yes, I got a little bit down there. Might save that for later on in the evening. Let's see. Looks like we're tied here. 2 bourbons, 2 scotches. I'll tell you what, we'll call it for bourbon, and I'll try this little experiment for Frank here. I'll mix it with some Campari. Conrad says 1 beer. I don't have any ice to put on this, but we'll taste it and see what it tastes like together in its pure form. Campari and bourbon together. I don't have very high hopes for this. Inferno says, when I can't decide, I go vodka. I can't do vodka. It's just too neutral. Okay, Campari's bitter ass Italian. It's called a bitter. Like, all right. Into the wild turkey. Let's see what that tastes like. It's a very interesting smell. I don't know how to describe that smell. Let's see. Rish says it's a bitter wine. Also, hi Ed Phillips, love your blues playing. Appreciate that. All right, here we go. Campari mixed with wild turkey bourbon. Let's try this. Well, son of a bitch. That actually kind of works. The bourbon, like, kind of turns the volume down on the bitterness of the Campari. I still taste the bitterness, so that's kind of orangey. That's not bad. Fuck, okay. Frank was right. Shit. Inferno says, ever try a good wheat and Russian vodka? Whole different ball game. Never tried that. I've mostly tried like generic vodkas, you know, like Absolute and stuff like that. Jody says, so similar to a Manhattan, put bitters with whiskey. It's kind of got that kind of, I wouldn't say it tastes like an old fashioned or nothing. I mean, it's just kind of up that alley. Rich says, yeah, Negroni's a good drink. So now I have to try what you just did. Yeah, Negroni's got Aperol in it, don't it? Yak says, what's up, folks? What's up, man? God damn! Just kicked my bottle of scotch over. I didn't lose too much. Son of a bitch. God damn it. All over my fucking electrical cables, too. Frank says, enjoy. Jody says, oh, that sucks up. Inferno says, Russian vodka has flavor, kind of with a bit of spice, kind of. Really good. It's lost about 2 shots of Scotch. Yak Fishing says, I like cheap vodka, reminds me of my childhood. A little bit of mine too, but my dad liked to buy that fucking that cheap ass Popov vodka in the plastic half-gallon bottle. Frank says, nice, you liked it. Yeah, that was kind of cool. I went to try that on the rocks. And the Campari mixed with wild turkey. Rich says, what do you recommend for someone to get out of the blues rut they're in? I play blues but get stuck in a rut on the same licks. That's a good question. I mean, maybe just try some different styles. You know, there's so many different subgenres of blues. You can, you know, if you've never done like Piedmont flat picking, finger picking, you can try some of that kind of stuff. You know, just try some Delta shit, just some kind of off the wall like type of guitar picking. You know. Inferno says that's trash. He's talking about Popov, yeah. Yak Fishing says, yeah, Popov and Mr. Boston as well. Jody says, I'm okay. Allergies suck today. Spring, trees blooming. Yeah, mine's been acting up too. Captain says, nice people in Russia. Been there several times. Nice vodka too. Inferno says, best for cleaning wounds. Talk about the cheap ass Popov. Yak Fishing says, roll up that stuff and smoke it too, Jody. Let me remind y'all too, super chats are the life of the show. Y'all feel like showing me some love, go down to that $sign below the chat box there and show me some super chat love. This show runs on tips. So yeah, I would appreciate that a lot. More likely to play your requests, super chats. A spoonful of tea, just a little spoon of your precious love. It's good enough for me. Man lies about a little, some of them cries about a, some of them dies about a little more. Well, everything talking about a spoon, spoon. Everything fighting about the well, it could be a spoonful of diamonds, could be a spoonful of gold. Just a little spoon of your precious love, satisfy my soul. Man lies about a little, some of them cries about a little, some of them dies about a, everything fighting about a spoon, that spoon, that spoon. Everything fighting about the a spoonful of water, save you from the desert sand. Could be a spoon, a little 45, save you from another man. Man lies about a little, cries about some of them dies about a little. But everything fighting about a spoonful. Spoon that, spoon that, spoonful. Spoon that, spoon that, spoonful. Spoon that, spoon that, spoonful. But everything fighting about a That's a Spoonful by Willie Dixon on the old 100-year-old parlor guitar, 120-year-old parlor guitar, actually. All right, we got a couple of super chats here. Rish sends $20, says just supporting a cool blues player. Cool, thank you very much. I appreciate that a whole lot. Super chats much welcome around here. And Keith Peterson sends me $10. He says, hello from Pompano Beach, Florida. What's up, man? Hello from South Carolina. Thank you very, very much for that super chat, sir. Yak says, he's talking to Jody. He says, finally got word back from the specialist about my dog. Nothing major, just spine spores. Frank Nome says, by the way, a third Campari plus 2/3 vodka rules. Always on the rocks. Seems like the Campari would kind of take over the vodka. Like the vodka would just add more alcohol to it, basically. Keith says, just tuned in. The audio quality is outstanding. Cool, appreciate that. Rich says, wait, is this a deep well socket? Yeah. That's what I'm wearing. It is a 9/16 deep socket. Yeah. Alrighty. Jody says, good shit. Yak says, Jody, yes, expensive. My beagle had spinal surgery. Splash says, could you do more songs on that old guitar? I love that sound. Yeah, I could probably do some shit on here. Old and has dead strings. And confusing inlays. You got to move, you got to move, you got to move, child, you got to move. Working alone, getting ready, you got to move. You might be high, you might be low, you might be rich, child, you might be poor. You see that woman walking down the street. You see that policeman out on his beat. Going along, getting ready. You got to move. You got to move, you got to move, you got to move, child, you got to move. Move along, get ready, you got to move. You Got to Move. That's an old ass song right there. That was Mississippi Fred McDowell's version of it. Splash says perfect combo. Let's see. No Man Dad says you're like a living archive museum for early blues. Truly amazing. Appreciate that very much. Conrad says Marco van Blydenstein. To look them up. Let's see. Rich says, is that standard tuning or did you drop the high E to D? It should be open D or open E. I think it's open D. Let me see here. Yeah, that is open D right there. Keith Peterson sends me a $5 super chat, and he says, Edward Phillips, thank you very much for that, man. I appreciate that there, sir. Super chats are the life of the show. Enjoy y'all's tips. Jody says, good song. Appreciate it. Cosmic Sunbeam says, bong hit. Well, I'll match that, sir. We'll do us a shot of something. I don't know where to put this thing. I don't have a stand for this thing. Already. What we got here? Okay, let's do a shootout between Cutty Sark Scotch and Pusser's British Navy rum. Y'all tell me, rum or Scotch? Captain says, you don't have a Telecaster? No, I do not own a Telecaster. I'm not really a Telecaster guy, honestly. I've played many of them in my life. I've never actually owned one. I don't really like them all that much. I'm more of a Stratocaster type of guy. Let's see. Telecaster's like the guy at Fender was like, all right, let's take everything annoying about a banjo and put it in a guitar. JT Davis says, evening lads, I'll pass the coochie. Splash says, could you play my favorite song of yours, Crow Jane? I actually opened the show with that. But I'll do it. I'll do it again for a super chat. I take super chats. Tips, you know. Jody says rum. You got 2 votes for rum. Captain says, I've built many Telecasters and Stratocasters. Yeah, I like me a Stratocaster. Rish sends $10, says Cutty Sark. Okay, well, he sent me a damn, or is it he or she? I'm not sure. Sent me a $10 super chat, so we'll do the Cutty Sark. All right. Thank you very much for that. I appreciate that super chat there a whole lot. JT says, you need skinny fingers to play a telly. Yep. And a taste for hee-haw. Get the rest of the Campari out of here. This glass is still red. And Albert Collins made it work. Muddy Waters made one work, you know. Splash says, what is your stance on SG guitars? I own an SG, actually. I love them. Love them. I got like a 61 reissue, like with the weird, whammy bar on it. All right, anyway, Cutty Sark Scotch. Let's do it. Cheers, L'chaim, Prost, Salud, Nozdrovia, all that good stuff. Right down the hatch. Captain said real bluesmen should have at least one telly. I mean, if I found one real cheap, and I could put like plastic mirrors all over it, like Sid Barrett, I might own one. But other than that, I'm a Strat guy. I have had people bring tellies to me to shows and let me borrow them and stuff like that. Like, and I played a set on them and shit like that. I prefer the couple of tellies that I played with humbuckers in them, but that kind of defeats the purpose of having a Fender, doesn't it? All right, let's see. Let's do a little bit of really old slide blues. In fact, the first slide blues song ever put on record. It's called "The Guitar Rag" by Sylvester Weaver. About 1923, 24, somewhere thereabouts. All right, some 1920s stuff right there. JT says SGs are like Les Pauls with a different body. I mean, yeah, it was kind of, the SG was kind of invented to address some of the issues people had with Les Pauls, like being heavy as fuck and you know, kind of getting in the way when you're trying to play down here and shit like that, you know. I got a Les Paul too, though. Irish says, Rich says, LOL, plastic mirrors. Yep. They're like Sid Barrett's old, I think it was a Telecaster or an Esquire or something like that. Captain says, ask Brad Paisley about Telecasters. Ain't that the guy that did that song, Alcohol? Splash said, that 12th fret sounds amazing. This thing does sound pretty damn cool. It sounds like an old record, you know. Captain says, I had a 70s Gibson SG. Was it one of those deluxe ones with the Bigsby on it? You know, they made like they were like brown or something. They had like a Bigsby on them. My dad used to talk about having one of those back in the 70s. standard. Oh, okay. Shit. The particular SG that I have it's a 61 style. It's got the the vibrola, whatever the fuck it's called on there. Very hot pickups. It's a really hot guitar, like good for playing like heavy, like hard rock shit. It's hotter than my Les Paul. The Les Paul I got from the 70s, though. I mean, I don't know what kind of pickups they would have put in SGs back in the 60s, but. Usually, when I do shows these days, I take one guitar with humbuckers and one guitar with single coils, and more often than not, I'm bringing that SG to shows, and my other guitar will be like a Strat, something like that. JT says, I had an Ibanez Les Paul copy circa 79 or 80. Sunburst finish and gold humbuckers. Cool. I had to bring my Les Paul out one day. It's a 77 custom Les Paul, like natural wood finish. Captain says, Ibanez are good guitars. I've never owned an Ibanez. I've like, set them up for people and shit like that. I never had one I hated. Let's see if the Gretsch is good and pissed off. Let me see here. How was the Gretsch feeling tonight? Wade says, is that with the mini humbuckers? I got a guitar with mini humbuckers on it. It's an Epiphone Riviera. These are Filtertrons. Right. Yeah, the Gretsch is good and pissed off. Wanky fucking cable here. The amp. It's the cable. Yep. Figure out what's doing that. Better not be the guitar. The amp. I just punched the amp and it came back on. Might have a tube problem back there. Let's see. Captain says, I had a real good ES335 copy of Washburn. I regret selling it. Ordway says, aloha from the Maine Woods, USA. Was dodging horse poop on my walk to the beer store. Many farms up there have been sold to the Amish. We got a lot of horses around here too, actually. We got horse crossing signs everywhere. A lot of thoroughbred horses are trained in this town. I actually rode by some horse trailers today. They were parked, like people riding around on them. These are the rich kind of people with the that wear the fucking weird like jockey clothes and stuff. Like JT says, haven't seen the guitar in 45 years, so I don't remember the specs much. Jody, let's see. Wade says, I was asking about the Les Paul. I know quite a few 70s ones had the minis. Oh, okay, no, this has like the full size humbuckers on it. It's a Les Paul custom. Ordway says, hey there. Captain says, Ed, what amp do you use? Right now I'm using a Super Champ X2. Zeppelin on that, please. I don't know any Zeppelin all the way through. I can play a couple of riffs. Southern Comfort says, Vaucluse in the house. Hope you're doing great, cuz. What's up, man? Vaucluse represent. How about Rolling Stone, Muddy Waters? Lyrically, I don't know the lyrics to it. It's kind of a take on Catfish Blues, actually. Captain says Freddie King. That's right. Molly says, hope everyone's having a great weekend. Yeah, I had a pretty good weekend, just killing myself building a chicken pen. But, let's see, the William Hogan Experience says, that tone, appreciate that. Ordway says, we're visiting my dad's Air Force buddy. He was raising racing horses, put me on bareback. and I clicked her, and she took off around the racetrack. Last thing I heard was grab her mane and hold down. Shit. Yeah, this is like a big horse town that I live in, like Aiken, South Carolina. Ordway says, what a ride. William Hogan says, gotta be a Gretsch. Yeah, that's a Gretsch Electromatic right there. That's a cold shot down. Yeah, that's a drag. That's a cold shot down. Don't that love, don't blame. Remember the way that you love me. Do anything I say. When I see you out somewhere, it won't give me the time of day. Oh, that's a cold shot down. Yeah, that's a drag. That's a cold shot down. Don't that love, don't bang. So sad, to bang. I really mean I'm sorry. Anything that you say, cross your hips, kiss your lips, don't give me the time of day. Yeah, that's a cold shot down. Yeah, that's a drag. That's a cold shot down. Don't that love, don't bang. SRV on a damn Gretsch. Says SRV on a Gretsch. That sounds great. Actually, the tone depth is so good. You know, in a weird kind of way, like a Gretsch sounds a little bit like a fucking Fender, because these Filtertron pickups are humbuckers, but they're not wound very much, and so they sound a little bit like a single coil. They're kind of twangy. Captain says, once we opened up for Mike Morgan at the Crawls, he borrowed my twin reverb amp and never heard it play so good. Shit. God, Kind of wish I had a twin. Maybe like one of those super twins from the 70s and got like a preamp knob on it or whatever. William Hogan says, damn, that's a thick mid-range. Appreciate that. And he says, tearing it the fuck up. Jody says, fuck yeah, thank you very much. Wade says, a crank twin moves air. Yeah, that was always the problem with twins for me. Like, you can't really play one in a bar, like, and make it sound cool and make it overdrive a little bit, because they're fucking screaming loud. That's why I always wanted, like, a super twin from the 70s. They got, like, a preamp volume and a master volume. You can, like, get some fucking overdrive out of them. Ordway says, a girlfriend took me out for a ride for my birthday. Her horse took off and mine was able to catch her. I grabbed the harness and pulled her onto my horse and slowed down the walk to a walk. Crazy. I didn't get along with the horses too much when I was a kid. Like, I went to a horse camp and it's owned by my uncle. And I got on the horses and I had one like rear up on me and to do all kind of shit. I was like, fuck these horses, man. I'll just drive a fucking car. But I do live in, like, a very, very, very horse town. There's actually a picture of a horse on all the street signs here. Captain says 120 watts in my twin. Damn, that's more than my fucking Marshall. Fuck. And Wade says, no, you can't. Yeah, he's talking about playing a twin real loud in a bar. Yeah, no, you can't. Splash says, I got a big request here. Could you play I Got a Spell on You, a bluesy version with that guitar would be awesome. I do not know that one. Talking about I Put a Spell on You? That's not one I know. Captain says, I split the tubes in it, and it gives 50 watts. William Hogan says, every time I check in with Ed, his tone and playing blow me away. Shit. And I don't have a very fancy rig here either. I just got like the same mic I'm talking into. I got it like an omnidirectional pattern on it. Same mic I'm talking to is picking up the amp. The amp is like right here. And by the way, super chats are the life of the show. Y'all feel like helping me out, tipping me and shit, showing me some super chat love, go to that super chat, that $sign there below the fucking chat box there. I would appreciate that a whole hell of a lot. More likely to play requests too with a super chat. Wade says some bootlegs from old bands. You can tell how big the particular venue is by how overdriven the amps are. That's probably right, yeah. Like you get in a big arena, you can turn the amps all the way up and shit. Ordway says, Ed, when I was a kid, we sang Love Potion number 9. Wasn't that the date rape drug of that time? That might have been like a slang name for it. I don't know. I can't remember who wrote Love Potion number 9. I think it was like, was it the Hollies? Shit. I think it was a British band. Let's see. Coulter. Michael James says, please explain how a super chat works. I've tried in the past and it never works. Which is just that, you know, that dollar sign at the bottom of the chat there. I'm not sure like the exact process you would have to go to like charge a card and stuff on it. I think it goes through Google, don't it? Mark Fixes Hi-Fi says, hey, had a feeling Ed might be on just now lunchtime. What's up, man? Get me some water. JT sends $5 in a super chat. He says, y'all heard of Johnny Dowd, alt songwriter from Ithaca, New York? One of his albums is called That's Your Wife on the Back of My Horse. I've not heard of that, but thank you very much for that super chat, man. I appreciate that a whole hell of a lot there. Southern Comfort sends me a super chat for $5. Says, do you know any Driving and Crying? I sure don't. I mean, I remember them. They were like a band from Atlanta back in the 90s. I mean, thank you very much for that super chat. I appreciate that a whole lot. I'm sorry I don't know one of their songs I can play for you, but thank you very, very much for that, sir. They had some song with a riff in it. I think I kind of remember the riff. Something like that, ain't it? It's like I got like fragments of the song in my head that I remember. Like, yeah, that's about all I can recall of it. Pick the acoustic back up. Already. Southern Comfort says, close, thanks, cuz. JT says, do you know Adam McIntyre plays in a band called Atlanta called the Pinks? Let me see. I did not know that. Ordway says, you got it, Fly Me Courageous. Okay, that's what the song was called. It's like, Courageous. Yeah, they used to play that a little bit on the Rock Channel and stuff. When I was finishing up my chicken pen today, like, I put it on the classic rock station, and you know, just to have something to hear while I was working on it. And I've been doing that for the past week, and I like the classic rock radio. I kind of got reminded today, like listening to this stuff, like it just makes me want to put a fucking gun in my mouth and like blow my goddamn brains out. I fucking hate that shit. But now that I'm old, you know, that they'll play like a little bit of my shit on there. They'll play like a little bit of Nirvana and stuff like that. Like, and so I was like, okay, cool. There's Kurt Cobain. Okay. Then back to, you know, whatever stupid, like, rock you like a hurricane. Overplayed shit that you don't want to fucking hear no more. All right, Tom Petty, the Joker, yeah. Like, shit, and now they're playing like a fucking new metal from the fucking 2000s too, like Linkin Park and goddamn like fucking Evanescence and shit, which is fucking horrible. Yeah, I quit listening to the classic rock station like probably 15, 20 years ago. Like, and it's the station here is like owned by iHeartRadio now, and it's just like the most generic fucking piped in from corporate headquarters fucking crap. Like, you know, let's see. Conrad sends £2. Says, Rory Gallagher, are you a fan? I'm a fan of his. I wish I knew some of his shit. Thank you very much for that there, Conrad. Yeah, he played some cool acoustic shit like back in the day. And I wish I knew more about him, but I have heard his stuff. He's very good. He could play the fuck out of some blues. Thank you very much for that. I appreciate that a whole lot there, Conrad. Yeah, Rory Gallagher, the Irish blues player. Mark Fixes says, I found a station on digital that only plays jazz, no ads. I'll leave it on when I sleep. They got one on Sirius XM called Real Jazz. It's really good. The blues channel on there is kind of iffy. Like they get a little fucking crackery sometimes on there. But let's see. JT says same songs over and over. Yeah, classic rock radio sucks now. They used to play like a little bit of Cream and shit like that on there back in the day. They don't play that shit no more. Captain says, "World, keep on turning, Rory Gallagher." Ordway says, "I was a waiter at Michelin Tire Restaurant. A waiter at Michelin Tire Restaurant. You talking about like a Michelin starred restaurant?" He says, "You knew who was big years ago by the lobby music." Shit. Mark says, "Crackery." I'm eating cheese on crackers. Yeah, if you do have a request that you want to send me a super chat for, just, you know, if you don't know if I know it, like, ask me if I know it before you send a super chat. But I do appreciate them super chats from y'all. Those are much appreciated. Let's do a shot here. But the regulars that come in here, they usually know what kind of shit that I know and stuff. Alrighty. And by the way, a $20 super chat will get you the fucking, what did I call it? What did I name that? The rattlesnake shot of death. That's one bourbon, one Scotch, and one hit of fucking lucid French absinthe in the same shot glass. And also a $10 super chat. I'll do a straight shot of bitter ass fucking Campari. So. Let's see. So questions, comments, y'all. Let us do a shot here. All right, I got Cutty Sark Scotch. I got Pusser's British Navy rum. Y'all tell me which one. Scotch or rum? Put it in the comments. JT Davis says Campari is worse than Malort. I've never had Malort. The Campari is just, it's bitter as fuck. It's got like bitter oranges in it. They use it in Italy to drink before like a meal. It's supposed to like open up your stomach and whet your appetite or whatever. Wardley says, "Yet waited on the Sunday morning roundtables. They would ask me my opinion that always made it to the show. Made it in the show. I was the man on the street." Okay, we got 2 votes for Scotch, 1 vote for rum. I'm stepping on a vodka and Coke myself. I need some more Scotch. I need to get some more Scotch. Vodka and Coke. I do a Coke and Jack or something sometimes. Like, if I'm like unfortunate enough to have a bottle of Jack Daniels, I'll mix it with some Coke. Let's see. Ordway says, "Always got $800 extra for my opinions." Damn, that's cool. Like I want that job. I love giving my opinion on music and shit. Steven Shooty says rum. So we got 2 rums and 2 scotches. JT says, "Funny choices because the British rum would have been served on the Cutty Sark." Probably, yeah. That's right, yeah. The Cutty Sark still exists, by the way. It's like a museum ship or something now. Somebody got to break this tie between Scotch and rum. We're tied right now. One more vote. Molly says Scotch. All right. Ordway says kilt. We got 2 more for Scotch. Jody says rum. I think Scotch is winning this one. Alrighty. Mark says cheese. Captain says the name for speed in Swedish is fart. Well, yeah, like in German, like going somewhere, like we're gonna go to fucking or is it drive? Like maybe we're gonna drive to Berlin, or we're gonna go to Berlin. We'll just say it. You know, it's fahre nach Berlin. But one of the conjugations of that, I guess you call it, like is fart. Yeah, I think it's like you all, the you all conjugation. Like we're gonna fart to Berlin, basically. It's probably related, probably the same word, like in Swedish. Anyway, let's see. Yeah, the Scotch won that. Daniel Veloso says genio. So giving me some Italian there. Well, here we go with the Cuddy Sark Scotch. Cheers, L'chaim, Kim Pi, Nostrovia, Salud, all that good stuff. Love me some goddamn Scotch. Captain says Swedish and German are familiar. Yeah, they're kind of similar. And Daniel says salud. This thing's out of tune. How could a banjo be out of tune? What the fuck? Banjos are famous for their tuning stability. Cosmic Sunbeam says rap is crap. Not all of it. Like modern rap is crap. But Mark says, look out, Ed's got the 4-string canoe pedal. Or something you might hear when you go on a canoe trip and get raped in the ass in Georgia. Let's see, Molly says open F sharp for the banjo is amazing. This should be open G right here, I think. Somewhere around G. Ordway says, any foreign country escapades yet? Never been to a foreign country, no. Captain says, dueling banjos. I take tips. Well, my brother Bill's got a still on the hill where he makes him a gallon or two. Well, the buzzards in the sky get so drunk they can't fly when they smell that old Mountain Dew. They call it that old Mountain Dew, and them that represent our crew. I'll hush up my mug if you fill up my jug with that good old Mountain Dew. Rode by with his head high, stood high, saying his wife had come down with the flu. He thought that I ought to sell him a quart of that good old Mountain Dew. Well, they call it that old Mountain Dew, and them that represent our crew. I'll hush up my mug if you fill up my jug with that good old Mountain Dew. Claw hammer picking there. Old Mountain Dew. This motherfucker sounds really good today, and the reason for that is because we have extremely unusually low humidity today. There's actually a red flag warning out, not to light any fires and stuff because the humidity's so low right now. And these calf skin head here, they actually kind of depend on the humidity, like the way they expand and contract and stuff. The calf skin heads, if it's really humid, it'll loosen up and sound like shit. But today it's real dry and tight. Sounds good. That makes a good banjo a tight fucking drum head on there. What did I do with this damn thing? See, the plastic heads, you don't have to worry about that shit, like the humidity and stuff. You just tune them up and they stay where they're supposed to be, right? I mean, they will get loose over time, but yeah, the calf skin heads, the old timey heads like that, they do depend on the fucking humidity. Captain said, time for some Jack Daniels now. I can drink Gentleman Jack. I don't like old number 7 all that much. I know Lemmy Kilmister loved it. Let's see, Molly says, your claw hammer is wonderful. Appreciate that. Get more Ed on Patreon. Yeah, Patreon, we got exclusive content on there. We got ad-free stuff, all that good stuff. MP3 downloads. Ordway says, all about the pressure. That's right. Captain says, I have a mandolin banjo from 1942. Shit. That's pretty crazy. I wonder what that shit sounds like. They used to make all kind of weird instruments back then. Even people like Gibson were making really strange instruments. It's like they were trying to supply a fucking prog rock band or some shit, Molly says, I have an old Buckbee from 1894. Damn. That's pretty damn cool. The one I was just playing is from the 1920s. It's about 100 years old. Yeah, so that banjo there is just a couple years older than my parlor guitar over there. It's like an open back banjo, I'm sure it is. How many strings is on it? She says, I I put goat skin on mine, so I know what you mean with the humidity drop. Got 5, and I used gut, not steel. Oh, okay. Would they have been using gut strings in 1894? I think they might have been using steel by then. I'm not sure. But I know the original banjos, like, you know, in the earlier, like, mid 1800s, like 1850, like, would have had gut strings on them. Captain says 8 strings on a mandolin banjo. Yeah, that would be kind of interesting to hear. like a mandolin, but with a banjo body. I've got a mandolin over there, but it's right here. But it ain't playable right now. The neck's like coming off of it, so I got to re-glue the neck. Molly says, no, those old banjos can't really handle steel. They were made for gut and nylon. Okay, yeah. Maybe that's why the action on mine sucks. I don't know. I think in the 1920s they were using steel strings, though. I'm pretty damn sure. You can hear it on those old records. JT says steel strings would have been very expensive in the 1800s for sure. Probably weren't common until post-World War II. I mean, they were pretty common on guitar. You know, like in the at least I'd say 1900, like the earliest, or the latest. You know, that all them old blues guys in the 20s and shit like had steel strings. Might have been using flat wounds. Who knows? But they had them. Ordway says I might buy a sauna just to repair my mandolin. Molly says yeah, had Woody Guthrie in the 30s playing steel strings. Oh yeah. Yeah, they're pretty much, you know, everybody we would listen to, like blues, you know, old folk guys, stuff like that, old country guys, that they would have been using steel strings, like pre-war. Can't talk today, damn. Molly says resonators were what, 1925? Sometime in the 20s, the first national resonators came out. I'm not sure what year. They definitely had steel strings on those, yeah. And this guy here, where is it? This guy here is a steel string guitar. Like it's made for steel strings. This is from about 1900.
Lord, I'll be catching up with you.
Dr. Pop says Sandra Kerr was pretty cool back in the mid 1960s to early 70s. Check her out. Ocean to the wide Pacific shore, between the flowing mountains to the South Mill by the shore. She's a mighty tall and handsome, and she's known wide and well by all. She's the combination on the Wabash Cannonball. Well, she came down from Birmingham one cold December day. As she pulled in the station, you could hear all the people say, there's a girl from Tennessee, she's long and she's tall. She came down from Birmingham on the Wabash Cannonball. Listen to the jingle, the rumble, and the roar. Flying through the woodlands and the South Mill by the shore. Hear the mighty rush of the engine in that lonesome hobo squall. Traveling through the jungle on the Wabash Cannonball. Claxton man's name forever stand. May be remembered in the courts of Alabama, when his earthly race is over and the curtain round him falls. Carry him on to victory on the Wabash Cannonball. Ordway says, damn it, wish I had that cash in hand to get those 78s. Had to be some good things in those boxes. Mason Earl Hayden says, howdy to Ed, it's good to be listening in. Nice rendition of Wabash Cannonball. Appreciate that. Captain says, in the late 1920s, Slovak-American immigrant John Dopura invented the resonator guitar in Los Angeles. The Dobro, yeah. I believe he just kind of came out with a cheaper version, like the fucking the Nationals. You know, they came out with the tricone resonator. Then he came out with the the single cone one. That was the Dobro. Crossroads, there down on my knees. I went to the crossroads, there down on my knees. Ask the Lord above I may sin on. Say, poor Bobby, please. Down at the crossroads, I tried to pack it right. I went to the crossroads, I tried to pack it right. Nobody seemed to know me, babe. Everybody passed me by. Down at the crossroads, I moved east and west. sweet woman, babe. Yeah, to my distress. Down at the crossroads, rising sun going down. Down at the crossroads, rising sun going down. I believe to my soul now, babe, whole body sinking down. You can run, 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 yeah, my friend, boy, Willie Brown. You can run, 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 yeah, my friend, boy, Willie Brown. Standing at the crossroad, babe, believe I'm sinking down. Alrighty. Let's see, Ordway says, anyone watch the Jimmy and Stevie doc? I'd have to see that. I did not see that. Conrad says, some Robert Johnson on that guitar would sound pretty good. Appreciate there was some Robert Johnson right there. Molly says, I need to re-educate myself on all that, then slacking I am. Jody says, I haven't yet the Ordway, but I will. Good shit. I've heard all kind of weird shit about Stevie Ray Vaughan and his brother that probably wasn't true, like just stuff like they grew up on an Indian reservation and all kind of weird shit like that. Like, I have no idea how they grew up. They were from Dallas, right? Or that area, like the Dallas area. Daniel says, Puede ser algo de Buddy Guy. Shit, I don't know no lyrics for Buddy Guy. I think it's Shot Time. Corn liquor time again. Brown out. No, it's the only thing that gets us together. All right. Let's see here. Yeah, we'll do a shootout between Cuddy Sark Scotch and corn liquor from Mountain Legacy corn liquor, 60% alcohol from Gatlinburg. Yeah. So corn or fucking Scotch. Put it in the chat there. Okay, Kitten votes corn. Jody says corn. Conrad says Scotch. Ordway says, this puts it to rest, Ed. Jimmy is in it. Alright, we will check that out. I'll check out that documentary. Brad Dunn says corn. Edgar Winter Frankenstein. I'm familiar with it. I don't know how that would even be possible to play on a guitar, but I mean, I can do a little bit of it for you. But Poodle Strudel, he sent me a $5 in a super chat. Thank you very much for that. I appreciate that a whole lot there. Let me see if I can play a little bit of the Frankenstein guitar riff on there. I don't really know it, but I'll see what I got in my head here. That's about all I know of it. But I think I would need about a 9-piece band to play the whole song. But thank you very much for that super chat there, Poodle Strudel. Looks like everybody voted for corn liquor. And Poodle says, very cool, thanks, Ed. Kitten says, from your head, woohoo. Yeah, that just came right out of my head or my ass or whichever end. Brad Dunn says, still pretty good. Appreciate it. John Cat says, got some DeKalb County 10 Shine right here. I'll do a shot with you. Cheers, brother. All right, cool. Oh, Tennessee Shine. Okay, yeah. All right, here we go. Corn liquor time again. Bound on. You know I always win. Bound on. Corn liquor time again. Bound on. No, it's the only thing that keeps us together. All right, here we go. Yeah, pretty rough shit right here. Yeah, 120 proof corn liquor. This is about as close to real as you can get. Like, I've had a lot of street shit, and you know this is like government liquor. It's from Gatlinburg, called Sugarland Shine. Captain says it's 5 in the morning here now. This must be over there in Europe. Molly says, I'd love to send some shine and homemade whiskey your way. I just can't swing the $50 for shipping at the moment. You know, the guy that used to fucking give the shit to me, like, he don't come to the gigs anymore. Anyway, here we go with some Sugarland Shine, corn liquor time again. Cheers, L'chaim, Kim Pie, Prost, Skull, Nozdrovia, all that great stuff. Salud. There's that corn liquor face. John Cat says, this is some fine shine right here. And Captain says, Stockholm, Sweden he's from. Oh, okay, cool. Over there in Amon Amarth land. The Ordway says, I did 151 for a year. 151 for a year. Great to light up a bonfire. You talking about like 151 Bacardi? Yeah, I'm trying to think if I ever drank 151. I don't think I've ever purchased a bottle of it. I've bought Bacardi before, but I don't think I've ever bought 151. I might have did a shot like way back in the day, you know, with the punk guys. Was 151, was that white or brown? That was white, wasn't it? I mean, like most of Bacardi stuff, like so fucking stripped down. It's basically like vodka. It's brown. Okay, yeah. Now you want to get a rum that's got some nuts to it, like yeah, get some of this Pusser's British Navy rum. Like it actually tastes like all kind of crazy shit. It's got a pretty complex flavor. John Cat says, there's always a jar of shine at the blues gigs here in Nashville. Someone always pulls one out. Yeah, you're swimming in it up there in Tennessee, right? Well, we got it down here too, but you know, you got to know the right people. Damn, I drink some corn liquor. I feel like playing some more banjo music. I'm fucking my cousin. No. Let me see here. The right pick.
Ain't nobody got that much to spend.
John says these blues cats are the right people. Molly says East Tennessee has the best water in the world for making clean whiskey. Western North Carolina too. Like I've had some of their shit. I got some from Raymond Fairchild. Poodle Strudel says I've recorded a Christmas song with my father every year since 2009. Any suggestion for 2026? 2026. You're asking the wrong guy about Christmas music. Shit. Yeah, that Christmas music is something like I really do despise. Yeah, I don't know if I got one for you. Captain says sounds like Earl Scruggs. Well, Earl Scruggs just rolled over in his grave. Like I can kind of play 3-finger banjo a little bit. Some days are better than others on the banjo for me, you know. $5.15 here in Amsterdam. Yeah. There's probably a lot of cool shit you could get up to at $5.15 in Amsterdam. Molly says, I can't believe that y'all got all that limestone in the water, which makes the best. Alrighty. Kitten says Ned Beatty's having flashbacks. Poodle Strudel says dueling banjo is so fun. Great job, even though the recording is banjo and guitar. Right. Let's do a little finger picking. Anyway, let me remind y'all, super chats are the life of the show. So if y'all feel like showing me some love, I do take tips. That's that $sign there at the bottom of the chat. I would appreciate some super chat love from y'all. I'm more likely to play request if y'all send super chat tips. Let's do a little Piedmont style blues from the master Blind Blake. There's a great big mystery, and it sure is worrying me. This a diddy wall diddy. This a diddy wall diddy. I wish somebody would tell me what diddy wall diddy mean. I got out and I looked around. Somebody said, now look who's in town. Mr. Diddy wall diddy. Mr. Diddy wall diddy. Got somebody would tell me what diddy wall diddy mean. Had a little girl about 4 feet 4. Somehow come out now, give me some more. Yo diddy wall diddy. Yo diddy wall diddy. I wish somebody would tell me what diddy wall diddy mean. To church, put my hat on the seat. This girl said, Daddy, you sure is sweet. Mr. Diddy wall diddy. Mr. Diddy wall diddy. I wish somebody would tell me what diddy wall diddy mean. Sister, I'll soon be gone. Give me that thing you sitting on. That diddy wall diddy. That diddy wall diddy. I wish somebody would tell me what diddy wall diddy mean. Then I got put out of church for talking about diddy wall diddy too much. Mr. Diddy wall diddy. Mr. Diddy wall diddy. I wish somebody would tell me what diddy wall diddy mean. Ready. Blind Blake, diddy wall diddy. Poodle Strudel says, finger picking, got any Chuck Berry? Well, I do take tips. Well, you sent me a super chat earlier and I couldn't play the song, so I'll do some Chuck Berry for you. All right. Alrighty. Down in Louisiana, close to New Orleans, get swell, but he could play the guitar just like a ringing a bell. Go, 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 Johnny, go, 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 Johnny, go, 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 Johnny, go, 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 Johnny, go, go, Johnny, be good. Get his guitar in a corner sack, roost beneath the trees down a railroad track. Engineered seat sitting in the shade, drumming to the rhythm that the travelers made. People passing by, they would stop and say, "My, what that little country boy can play." Go, 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 Johnny, go, 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 Johnny, go, 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 Johnny, go, 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 Johnny, go, go. Johnny be good. Mama told him someday you would be a man. You would be the leader of a big old band. People never coming from a miles around. Yeah, you play your music when the sun goes down. Maybe your name will be in light. Say Johnny be good tonight. Go, 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 Johnny, go. 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 Go. Johnny be good. Johnny be good right there. Chuck Berry or Buck Cherry, or one of them. Poodle Strudel says, "Thanks, Ed. Have a great night." Well, you too, sir. Ordway says, "Jody, have you ever seen Porky's?" That was an old 80s movie, wasn't it? Like I've seen some of it. Y'all give me 1 second. I'm going to step outside real quick, take care of some man business. I'll be right back. Already. Jody says, "Good movie, but been a while, and I smoke weed. I would watch again." No, the best 80s movie was fucking Ghostbusters. Shit. Turn on some background music here. Ordway says, "As a team, it was a rite of passage. Funny for us guys. How were the ladies with it?" Suck water down my damn throat. Fuck. We'll probably go to like 12 tonight. Also, $20 gets you the rattlesnake shot of death. That's one bourbon, one scotch, and one hit of absinthe mixed into one shot glass, and I'll take that. And $10 super chat will get you the shot of straight Campari, bitter ass fucking liqueur, or whatever it's called. It's called bitters, actually. Yeah. Wardwick says effing water. Right, yep. Yeah, I'm bad about that, like sucking water down my throat. Anyway, next week we'll probably be doing Tuesday instead of Wednesday. So yeah, y'all look for me at Tuesday at 8:30 Eastern Standard Time. Jody says, I don't remember it well. I was young, but it was funny. Wardwick says, good to know. What is the earliest movie I saw in the theater? Probably Home Alone, maybe? Yeah. When that came out. I was never a big theater goer. Like, my family didn't go to the theater a lot. We went sometimes, like every now and then. I mean, no reason to go now. It's like expensive as fuck, and all the movies are crap. So, so. And Ordway says, so many streams that came to head in Porky's. When did the last good movie come out? About 20 fucking years ago, probably. Jody says Beetlejuice in the theater, the original one. Shit, I probably would have been about 5 years old when that came out. I had the fucking Beetlejuice talking, like, you know, wind-up doll, like with the spinning head and shit when I was a kid. Because I was 7. Oh, okay, yeah. I probably would have been about 5 when that came out. Let's see, Real Layden Morrison says, hello Ed, what's up, how you doing? I'm about to do another shot. Let's see, Aiden Morrison says, what's your favorite electric blues you've done? That's kind of a hard one to, I don't know. Your favorite electric blues song, I mean, yeah, that's kind of a hard one. I don't know. You're talking about like half the genre there. I don't know if I could tell you a favorite. Like, there's so much stuff to pick from, you know. How about favorite one on your album? probably the last one on the album, like like what's it called? Old Man, yeah. Anyway, y'all tell me. Let's see. We got Wild Turkey Bourbon Whiskey, and we got some Cuddy Sark blended Scotch. So tell me which one, bourbon or Scotch? Real Aiden says, yeah, Old Man was a nice ending track. It kind of like a Robin Trower, Hendrix type of thing, you know. Says, roll the dice, man. Let Lady Luck decide. Put them votes in the chat, y'all. Bourbon or Scotch? Ordway says, I was in college and would go to our local theater in the black community. It was so fun. The guys really get into the movies. Oh, yeah. I went to the movies like probably 2 or 3 years ago. Like we saw that stupid fucking Top Gun movie. Like my wife wanted to see it. Like I have no desire to see Top Gun. I didn't see the original one. Sandra says, okay. Real Aiden Morrison says, did you write the songs on your recent album? Yeah, I wrote all those. Conrad says, rum. We got 1 vote for rum. So they're good. Fucking love and appreciate that very much. And Jody says you should watch Sinners, great blues music. Buddy Guy's in it now. I have to check that out. Any more votes, y'all? Jody says rum. Dave says Scotch. Okay, we got 2 votes for rum. I thought I pulled out the bourbon and the Scotch, but okay, well, we'll do the rum. Fuck it. Aiden Morrison says, I don't know, man. I don't drink. Can't really vote. Ordway says, my housemates were all black. My midsection is black in my fingers, and let's see here. Conrad says favorite Robin Trower album From Earth Below. That's the one I would say. Yeah, Pusser's British Navy rum. What's your favorite guitar that you got? That's a hard one to pick too. I just kind of depends on what night it is, like what kind of shit I feel like playing. You know, that they all sound different. You know, they're all suited for different styles of playing and different styles of music and stuff. I mean, my favorite right now has been my SG. That's the one I've been bringing out a lot. Here we go. Cheers, L'chaim, Kim Pie, Prost, Skull, Nozdrovia. Right down the hatch. I have very few favorites of anything, really. My favorite Beatle is Paul, and my favorite ice cream is vanilla. Sandra says, Jody, there's a movie, Reefer Madness, in the 1940s. Oh, I saw that. Oh, yeah. Says it shows how madness comes with a few tokes. Right. Was it the 40s or the 30s? Reefer Madness. It was a propaganda film when they were trying to outlaw weed and shit, and it is the funniest thing you've ever seen in your damn life. And I don't even smoke weed. I'm not a big weed guy, but that is a funny fucking movie. It's like this guy gets high and he loses his fucking mind and jumps out a window and dies and shit, you know. He's like, yeah, let's smoke a little of the green stuff, you know, makes you want to dance, man. Oh yeah, daddy, oh yeah. Shit. Let's see, Real Aiden Morrison says, my favorite Beatles, George. Real Aiden says, 1937, I think. It was a one-off, or 1938. Yeah, Reefer Madness. Jody says, I think I've seen pieces of it online. Those people on LSD, not weed. Yeah, yes, it's LSD that's supposed to make you jump out of a fucking window. And even people who do that on acid are idiots. You know, you should take off from the fucking ground first if you think you can fly. Ordway says, their friends would catch themselves saying, I was okay if I could say it to funny until we went to a house party and the guest didn't know I had a green light. Aiden Morrison says they're on some alien shit. Sandra says reefer. Yep. Yeah, that's the old-fashioned word for pot there. Good old reefer. That's what my dad called it. People should have me some goddamn reefer right now. Reefer, yeah, that's right, yeah. But yeah, what we're saying here is like for a guy to go crazy and jump out of a window, like he probably should have been on LSD instead of reefer, right? Sandra says they didn't look like they were on LSD. You know, that one guy like fucking loses his shit, but jumps out the window, you know. And they got in a dancing mood. That's kind of more like alcohol, right? You know, it's like dancing to jazz music and shit, you know. But back then they kind of played the race card and stuff, like smoking that weed would make you listen to jazz, right? You know. That reminds me of a song. Let's just see. It's been like probably 25 years since I saw Reefer Madness, but I remember it being funny as shit. Let me see. Here's some Muddy Waters. Let's do some champagne and reefer.
Well, bring me champagne when I'm thirsty. Bring me reefer when I want to get high. Bring me champagne when I'm thirsty. Bring me reefer when I want to get high. When I'm alone, bring me a woman, put her right by my side. Shouldn't mean no law, baby. People want to smoke a little dough. Shouldn't mean no law. People want to smoke a little dough. It's good for your head, baby.
likes your body, don't you know? Every time I get high, I lay my head in my baby's breast. Every time I get high, I put my hand in my baby's breast. She said, "Money, don't you know? You're the one that I love the best. I'm gonna get so high, I ain't even gonna know my name. I'm gonna get so high, Lord, it's gonna be a crying shame. Stick with my Reba, baby. Ain't gonna be messing around with no cocaine. The Muddy Water shit right there. Already. Real Aiden says, I got a similar looking resonator guitar, but it looks like a tiger. Talking about like the wood grain or something in there. And Sandra says bourbon aged, corn aged. And I got me some Wild Turkey here. Not the best bourbon ever, but you know, kind of drinkable. Jody says, I like the song. I take a resin hit. I probably haven't smoked weed in like 15 years, probably. I think I smoked it with my dad like years ago, like about the last time I smoked some. And like it fucked me up so bad, like because I ain't used to the shit, you know. I don't do it much. And I was like, God damn, I'm about fucked up as hell. I gotta go lay down. Fuck. Dude, I was always like an alcohol guy, you know. And you know, I would do like some acid and like, you know, kind of heavier shit like that back in the day. But like weed, I just never cared about, never liked it all that much. And Jody says, I was a pothead in high school, still got good grades. I'm still a smoker, but not daily. Ordway says, I have one hit left from my mom. Rip. She passed about this time 6 years ago. Time to back the one hitter. Let's see, but my mother's not a big weed person either, but my dad was. Like he loved it. Let me see. Let's see. Real Aiden says, muddy motherfucking waters. Jody says, good shit. Real Aiden says, back to my question from earlier. Do you play any other instruments besides guitar? Yeah, banjo, piano, mandolin, bass, drums, like to varying degrees. Like I'm not like a goddamn expert on all of those. Like kind of, you know, different levels of competency. And Jody says, good shit. Appreciate that. Dave says, Junko partner. And Jody says, Mom never smoked. We'll take a gummy now. Fucking weed, like with me, like I was always that guy that was like, I'm having a goddamn heart attack. Fuck. You know, that guy, right? If I had a good buzz on alcohol, like, you know, I was fine with the weed, like. Real Aiden says, I'm good at harmonica. I never could play a harmonica. Kind of wish I could. Like, I'm a blues guy. Like, I should be able to play one. But do I have a harmonica here on me? Nah, I don't have it. What is in this damn drawer? I got the pitch pipe here. Here's a fucking harmonica for you. It's like an old-fashioned guitar tuner. This belonged to my dad here. He swore by the pitch pipe. He wouldn't use a tuner. Like, he'd use this fucking thing to tune the guitar. What else we got here? Not a lot of interesting stuff in there. Jody says, you had the wrong strain. I can't do those, make me anxious. Well, see, back in those days, like strains, like, weren't a thing. Like, you just got whatever you could buy, right? Aiden says, have you ever listened to Peter Green's era of Fleetwood Mac when it was pure electric blues? They had some good shit back then, oh yeah. Anyway, probably get off of here about midnight. But those of you still watching, like, we'll do Tuesday next week instead of Wednesday. It'll be Tuesday 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time here in the good old US of A. Sandra Sue says, my mom found some mints in my jacket in high school and accused me of LSD. God damn. We used to get them on we used to get it on sugar cubes, and we would get blotter like on paper and sweet tarts. Like I don't think it was ever on mints like when I had it. You know, Sandra is, you know, was back in the 60s and stuff. So. I'm talking like late 90s, around 2000-ish. Yeah, I was getting I did paper, like blotter. I did straight up liquid from a dropper. I did sugar cubes and sweet tarts, yeah. And gel tabs, black gel tabs. That was some rough shit. Anyway, let's do a shot for the road, y'all. Let's see here. I'll go ahead and forego the demand for a super chat to do the Campari shot. So I'll put it on the table here. Pusser's rum, British Navy rum here, or Campari, something you probably shouldn't drink on its own, like stuff that has to be mixed. But I might do it just for your entertainment. So y'all tell me which one, Campari or rum. Jody says, I did do LSD in high school, blotter on little square paper. My parents would have kicked my ass. Oh yeah, liquid fin. Right. They didn't know. Oh man, you should have seen me like walking into my fucking grandma's house, like trying to act straight on fucking acid. But, yeah, probably like Hunter Thompson in that damn movie. Like, hey, what are you doing? What's up? Like I knew like I probably couldn't act right, so I told her like, tell me a room I can go to where I can go to bed, right? and she put me in the room with the fucking like creepy goddamn porcelain dolls. You know how like fucking like old people used to collect fucking porcelain dolls and shit, and I had to sit there and stare at them fucking porcelain dolls like all goddamn day. You know, couldn't sleep. I was on acid. Like acid will keep you up until it wears off. And yeah, very creepy time. Jody says that would have tripped me out. Yeah, that was creepy. Like, yeah, fucking those soulless fucking porcelain doll eyes, like staring at you. Those Chucky doll, you know, faces. But yeah, okay, yeah, y'all tell me. Hang on, let's get them votes in there. Shot of Campari or a shot of Pusser's rum? Y'all tell me, rum or Campari? Ordway says, "Whoa, you were in a movie, right?" Yeah. My buddies, like, you know, they wanted to do like stupid shit on acid. Like, you know, I would be like, hey man, let's just listen to the Beatles and fucking chill out, and you know, and stare at posters. Or we're like, no man, let's watch a goddamn fucking horror movie. Like, no, I don't want to see a fucking horror movie on acid. Jody says, I'm nice, rum. And Ordway says, Pussers. He says, rum, all right. Any more votes? Jody says, I had crazy blacklight posters. Were fun tripping. You could stare at a weird poster for a long time on acid. Nathan says, I'm too young to drink. You'll get there one day, man. Or you know, bribe one of your older friends. That's what we used to do. Okay, well, I got a couple of votes for rum. We'll do the rum. Sandra says cigar box. I got to get that thing fixed. Actually, I got to get it back together. The neck's off of it. But I will try to get that fixed. Like, people have been asking about it. And Jody says, I never stopped me, Nathan. Right? Yep. We found one store, like Korean people that ran it, that would sell it to us when we were teenagers, and we'd you know, pay somebody to get it for us, like some fucking homeless guy or whatever, you know. Or my dad would give it to me. He didn't give a fuck. Ordway says, laughing gas was fun with headphones and Pink Floyd. That sounded like that would have been fun. Yeah. Talking about the old nitrous. All right, here we go. Some good old rum. Some Pusser's British Navy rum. Cheers. Kim Pai, L'chaim, Salud, Nostrovia, all that good stuff. Here we go. Cheers. Right down the hatch. And let's see, Diablo Olivero says, love your Robert Johnson cover, sir. Well done. Cheers. Appreciate that very much. Anyway, I guess we'll do the closing theme here. It's about that time. I said I'd go to midnight. I wish I could say I'll see y'all same bat time, same bat station, but it's going to be a different time next week. Tuesday, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So here we go. Ready. Nathan says, oh yeah, the version of Crossroads Blues, the very best. I think I did that one earlier on the show here. Jody says, night y'all, good show, Ed. Well, thank you very much. Nathan says, bye, Jody. Ordway says, when you can drink, start slow and enjoy. Try to never get drunk. Right? Yeah. Don't get to liking it too much, you know. Sandra Sue says, they were real mints, dudes. So they had no fucking acid on them. Alrighty. I will catch y'all next time. I'll try to have that cigar box guitar back together now that I got some screws. I can probably put the neck back on. But, let's see. Yeah. Yeah, Tuesday, not Wednesday, Tuesday this week. Alright. Here we go. Peace off.